Mm. What is going on, you guys? You already know what time it is. It is the SmackDown after show, post show, whatever show you want to be. This is the place you need to be because we're literally the number one show here on Women's Wrestling Talk. And if you don't know that, you're going to find out tonight why. Because we got a lot to talk about. Bianca's out again. We're celebrating 25 years of Edge. There's so much happening tonight that we really need to get into, but we have no bloodline. So we're all smiles here because that means other people get opportunities. But we're going to be getting into the SmackDown post show, so stay tuned.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet.
That is right, you guys. Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet. I am, of course, your EIC of WWT, the only one here. Let's make that clear. Oh, let me rhyme it. Okay. I'm better than Hero already. I am, of course, one half of the only dominating tag team in Women's Wrestling Talk history, the Salt Shakers. I am Driune Santana. And, of course, I am not alone. I am here with Queen Steph Hardy. She's a host. She's a writer. She's a commentator. She does it all, honey. And she I don't know, but Stephanie be doing a lot, and she's absolutely amazing. If you don't know that, so definitely check out our podcast, the Hardy Wrestling Podcast, and everything like that. But Stephanie, we are here to talk about Friday Night SmackDown. How are you feeling? How you feel about the show tonight?
I'm feeling great, and I appreciate all of the love that you just showed me in that intro. I really appreciate it. Yeah, this episode of SmackDown was really different in its vibe, and it was really good, and I enjoyed the episode. It was very different because it wasn't necessarily all about a certain family, but outside of that, it was still really good and pretty refreshing for the most part. I liked this episode.
Of course, right. I mean, we are, of course, you see by the title. We do have to talk about 25 years of Edge. I mean, this has been showcased throughout the entire show. I mean, we had multiple video packages from various different wrestlers who have had feuds and involvement with Edge's 25 years of his career. It's just reliving those moments and everything like that. But we got some other things that we really need to talk about because somebody took a major loss tonight and was not really expecting that, and we can understand why that took place, maybe. So we open up the show tonight with the Grayson Waller Effect. We have the new United States champion, Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio, of course, accompanied by Santos Escobar, who had a knee brace on because, of course, we do know that last week, Ray did substitute Santos for this United States Championship match with Austin Theory. And, well, Santos, I mean, he got taken out of the situation because obviously Theory was petrified of what could have come of him losing his title, and he still lost it anyway. But we start off, of course, with, like I said, the Grayson Waller Effect. And Grayson, being Grayson, trying to start problems, start trouble, saying that, oh, well, you guys are what, co-United States champions. And, say at the end of the day, it's all about them being the LWO. And, I mean, Santos said Grayson Waller straight, was like, nothing upsets me more than like a low life scumbag. And it's like, oh, you thought I was talking about you? You thought I was talking about you, Grayson? No, I'm talking about Austin Theory. I mean, it didn't take long before, of course, Austin Theory coming out because, I mean, he's upset at the fact that he lost his title. And I mean, he really hasn't been seen that much on TV anyway while holding his title. But I don't have to read Austin Theory at all whatsoever. LA Knight read Austin Theory for fifth tonight. I would say he cleared Theory in the most disrespectful way as possible. And I mean, I'm happy to see LA Knight here and everything like that. I mean, of course, we know that he did win that Battle Royal, and he let it be known that he did. And, saying he deserves to have a title shot at the United States Championship. And I mean, I feel like it's only right. And this proceeds to Grayson. Well, Grayson, of course, being him in the backside, co-signing with Theory and everything. And this ends up leading to Theory versus LA Knight for a championship opportunity for the United States Championship. But of course, we do know that LA Knight made his rounds to Monday Night Raw, and he had his little situation and scuffle with The Miz. Well, The Miz let it be known that he's going to be coming to LA Knight's neck of the woods. And, well, The Miz is here, ladies and gentlemen, and he comes out and he's 6-1 commentary for this match here between LA Knight and Austin Theory. This match was the first match of the night. It was going really, really well. It was great. Of course, Miz being in the interference as always, finding a way to get himself involved, talking a lot of trash to LA Knight because it's just the Miz, and he's upset at the fact that LA Knight came on his show, took a lot of his time, wasted his time, and tried to get him to shake his hand. And well, even in the midst of of Miz trying to be a distraction, and of course Theory getting a little bit of assistance, he gets knocked over into the Miz, which causing the Miz to also insert himself into the ring. And yes, LA Knight had a hard time trying to knock the Miz as over the top rope, but LA Knight ends up losing to a roll up by Austin Theory by holding on the tights because of the distraction for the Miz. And now Theory is going to go off and get his rematch against Rey Mysterio. And this is, I wouldn't say that this buries LA Knight, but it's just like, damn, like this just more so moves him into a direction of having a feud with the Miz instead of, going after that championship and everything. It did suck to see LA Knight lose in a roll up and everything, or just lose, period. And I don't know. I don't think this ruins LA Knight. I just think that it's just along for the process for him to be able to get his title opportunity. But it does kind of make you just feel like, well, damn, you know, he lose. This is like what the first time in a long time since he's lost. And Theory, someone who hasn't been on TV in a very, very long time, barely defending his title. When he defended his title, he still ends up winning and whatnot until last week. So, in regards to the opening segment with Grayson Waller and leading up to this match here, I mean, what are your thoughts on it? Like, do you feel like Ray, um, in a sense of like him winning his title, like does it kind of like do you think that maybe it could cause a friction between Santos and him somewhere down the line? Because Santos definitely did win that match in a sense of just because Ray got that concussion, but also in the fact of he never really got his opportunity to even face Theory for that title or even face for the title period.
Yeah, like this whole segment leading up to this match was fantastic. It's just, hold on one second, because I feel like there's something audio wise that just is getting on my nerves. Okay, wait.
Let me mute and see if that do something.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, you were fine in the beginning.
Okay, I don't know why. It just sounded like there was like a weird echo on my ear. But either way, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Tech stuff. But yeah, it's just like this whole segment was really good. And if it's one thing that Grayson Waller does really well is stir the pot. And he was really trying to do that with Ray and Santos, because a lot of people online did have the sentiment that maybe Santos would feel some type of way about Ray, taking the chance, but he let Grayson know, like, no, like he had my blessing to go do it because I couldn't do it. And maybe this is just another instance where we're watching, teams of people, actually be there for each other and support each other, as opposed to like there being sort of like a negative undertone there only for it to explode in some competition. Because we've seen it on NXT with Carmelo and Trick. Like they decided to go their separate ways in a healthy way. We've seen it with the New Day where they sort of stepped back a bit only for one of their brothers to come forth into, the spotlight in that way. So maybe when it comes to that, Santos and Ray might have an understanding that won't have them at each other's throats later on. Maybe it's that. And it's not that Santos won't ever have another chance again, because he will, because he's talented. Like we've seen him wrestle. He's that dude. He's really good. So I don't think there's really any negativity I can see from that situation. But however, I was irritated at Austin Theory coming back out there, even though he was well within his rights to say something, because he was the champion and he did lose. So, the former champion does deserve a rematch in terms of the rematch clause in the traditional sense. But I was just like, bruh, no, because him being champion was okay for a minute, but then the longer it went, the more it sort of lost its steam. And I just wasn't interested that much. And then once LA Knight came out there, I was like, yes, he finna have a chance for for some gold, right? But then the Miz came out there and I was like, oh, because even though it would have been amazing to see LA Knight qualify for the United States title, because a lot of people were pushing for that before SummerSlam and stuff, him versus The Miz isn't going to be a bad feud either, because their back and forth that they had on Raw, like after SummerSlam, was fire. And everything that The Miz was saying on commentary was just vitriolic. He was just popping off on him, saying all the negative things, so much so to the point to where he almost lost his voice. He sounded like me after Carmelo won the NXT title and Stand and Deliver. Like, couldn't
No.
breathe, couldn't talk, couldn't do nothing. Like, that's how the men sounded on commentary. And because he was talking all that noise, he got hit in the crossfire. So I really am interested to see where LA Knight versus The Miz goes, because it's so funny how The Miz says, oh, well, you're just a flash in the pan and you're just this and blah, 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 blah. But a lot of the things that he's saying about LA Knight, people may have said about him once upon a time. So it's just really interesting to see how it's playing out. But I am, here for it. LA Knight is definitely not buried, because the people love him and we're never gonna let him go. So he'll be okay. Him and The Miz are gonna be amazing. But Austin versus Ray, I'm not too excited about that, but I just hope that Ray retains, because Austin it's so funny. The Miz was clapping for him saying, you're the future. But even with all that talk about him being the future, he's not exciting. So yeah, that's how I felt about that whole thing.
I don't know, but they didn't. I don't think they announced when it would be Ray versus Theory as of right now. That's kind of like hasn't been announced, but I am rooting for Ray to retain this title, and I don't know exactly where it's gonna go from then. Maybe after he defeats Theory again, maybe this will move on to maybe LA Knight having an opportunity for that title. Maybe, who knows? But seems like I said, it's going in that direction between him and The Miz. So, and I guess the draft just doesn't even fucking matter anymore, because everybody just all over the place again. Y'all putting that wild card shit again, where you just have certain people pop up on certain brands whenever they just feel like it or whatever. Like, I don't know, but I mean, Miz say you popped up on my brand, I'm gonna come over here. You came to my city, I'm coming to your city,
Right.
and I cost you your match. So, child, I don't know, but I stay out of men's business. So moving forward, because like I said, this was throughout the night. We got a lot of video packages of 25 years of Edge. I mean, starting from the very beginning of where he asked Bret Hart a question, to him having his debut match, and so on and so forth, and having a year, decades of being Edge and who he is. We got surprises from John Cena. Of course, I was very happy about that. We got to see Sheamus, the man he will be facing for the first time ever in the main event tonight. We got Charlotte Flair, who was also in the front row of one of Edge's matches, like way, way back in the day was. And of course, with Edge, after 9 long years after he had announced his retirement because of his neck injury, showing up at the Royal Rumble in 2020. I remember at the time the guy I was dating, we were watched like a lot of the pay-per-views together, and we watched this particular Royal Rumble together. This like what the first one before like the whole pandemic kind of thing shut down or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like hearing, like I remember like we were talking about something, and then it was just like, you think you know me? I was like, what the fuck? Are you joking, Mike? I swear, I screamed to the top of my lungs. Or like we was going crazy up in there loud. We probably woke up the neighbors or whatever. But it was just like, what? Like, did not see it coming at all whatsoever. And I was like, man, like this is, and like you can see like it's like, damn, this is like you come back from a neck injury that was like life threatening and stuff like that, and you don't know if you're going to be able to wrestle again, and you have the opportunity to be in a Royal Rumble, come back and everything. It was just like, honestly, truly, everything about this video package, the first video package, was just everything. Like it, for those who grew up watching Edge and his career and things like that, it's just like, 25 years of this Hall of Famer, this legend, this icon who used to get on my damn nerves sometimes because of the shit he did, or be a like one of the greatest heels ever, great in the ring, like so much and so forth. And it's just like, damn, like, wow, you never really know how much people respect you until like you've gotten to where you are in your career, and you're like, wow, you may have changed a lot of people's lives, and everything like that. So I mean, child, shout out to you, Edge. But I mean, this first video
Yeah.
package, Stephanie, Edge. I mean, of course, I know we were talking about it, throughout the night and everything. But I mean, Edge, this first video package wise, before we even get into the other video package that continues on, and stuff like that too. Like, what are your thoughts on it?
This was very heartwarming. I enjoyed, watching like from it was literally from the beginning all the way into the end, like not really the end of his career, but kind of like, kind of the end, but then the renaissance of it. Like it was just like an amazing thing to sit there and watch, cuz it's like in 25 years, like that's a for you and me, like he basically raised us from the attitude era all the way up until this point, because we are like in our 30s now, and it's just like he really raised us. I remember having a crush on him the first time I saw him. Like he was fine to me because he had all that long blonde hair and he had that smile and everything, and then he had that beard that went into that like mustache and stuff. I was like, wow. Like I had a big crush on him. I was like, man, he wow. And just watching him wrestle, he was just always really cool. And then of course him and Christian, came up together and they have that brotherhood. And just seeing the idea that he's from Canada and got to ask Bret Hart, who was like Canadian wrestling royalty, a question, and he was serious about it from jump. In his yearbook they said that he was most likely to win the WWF at the time championship, and he was serious about that then, and he made it happen. And good or bad, because we do know all the ups and downs, he made his dreams come true and he entertained us, happy wise, goofy him, shaving Kurt Angle's head, him like low key imitating everybody like The Rock and Terry and all that other stuff. Like he was there for all of that, and we were there for all of that. And even when he was a heel Edge and we didn't like all of that other stuff, he was there. And so it meant a lot, to see that. And then for me, like I actually saw his last match at WrestleMania 27 in Atlanta. But we didn't know it was his last match because of course, we didn't know about the neck injury until the next week. And then he said he had to retire and I was heartbroken. And then when he came back at the Rumble, I was watching it with my dad and I was freaking out because that whole day was just an emotional roller coaster anyway, because that was also the day we lost Kobe
Right.
and Gigi.
Yeah.
Like that was an emotional roller coaster every day anyway. And then to watch Royal Rumble and to have it, and what it was in 2020 before everything got shut down, and us to have this moment, it was just a point in time that we'll never forget. And Edge has just been making us, love him and hate him and love him again for so long. So it was beautiful. And then of course we'll talk more about it, but this was just really nice to see. It's nice to see somebody get their flowers. And um all the videos and stuff. I didn't even know Charlotte was there when when he fought Ric Flair. I was like, oh my gosh, Charlotte, like you were really meant to be here.
Right.
Charlotte was definitely meant to be in this business for sure. She might not have felt it, initially, but it was meant for her. And it was just insane. It's insane to think about, but yeah, he deserved it.
He definitely does, and like I said, we'll definitely dive more to it. Which version? Jeffrey asks, which version of Edge was your favorite, Brood Edge or Rated R?
Ooh,
Um,
it's a good question.
so I liked Brood Edge, but I did like Rated R Edge because he was so, it was like taken into a new era of Edge and what he could do as a character, being a heel and everything like that. And I mean, like, child. Yeah, I know, the whole Lita and Edge thing did piss a lot of people off. If you know the backstory, But I did like Brood Edge was really cool, but I also like the Edge and Christian duo of, flash photography, saying take the
Mm-hmm.
cameras out, get us, starting the whole "you suck" with Kurt that we can never ever forget in our entire life. Every time Kurt come out, "you suck." It's just there. But yeah, I would say Rated R for me.
Yeah, for me, it's just Peppy Edge. Like when he shaved, Kurt Angle's head and he was going around mimicking everybody. That was my Edge. That's my favorite Edge because Brood Edge was around the time when I was a kid and didn't like scary stuff. So I was kind of just closing my eyes whenever stuff like that would happen with the vampires. I was like, no. So yeah, that was my favorite.
All right, but yeah, so like we said, we'll dive a little bit more into all of the edges stuff throughout the show. But of course, we did bring up Charlotte. We have to get into this match here. We have Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair against Damage Controls and the new WWE Women's Champion Iyo Sky teaming up with the Bayley. Yeah, already RKO. I like they sorry to get off topic, but Randy and Edge theme being like mixed in together was the best theme mix ever that I ever heard. Like I played that theme song every day because it was just that good. Like there is no way you could mix these two songs together and they just go like it was. I love Rated RKO. They were my favorite duo because you got Randy Orton who is extremely vicious. You have Edge who even more vicious as well as like all that together, child. My favorite. But yeah, so of course this is Women's Wrestling Talk. So we have a tag team match between these four ladies here. This match here was actually really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it from top to bottom, even with the introduction that Bayley and Dakota gave to Iyo, letting her come out by herself. But this match here between these four ladies, it was really, really good. I definitely enjoyed everything about it. The thought of Bianca, the only thing I would say that kind of threw me off was the fact that Iyo came out and attacked Asuka and Charlotte last week, but we have like Charlotte and Bianca in a tag team, but not Asuka. And I don't know if it had anything to do because of the fact of like the whole, thing that's going on with like Stardom and her sharing her thoughts and everything. And I definitely do stand with Asuka in the sense like that. But I don't know if that had anything to do with the reason why she wasn't here. But yeah, I was just kind of confused as to why it was Bianca and Charlotte and not Asuka and Charlotte taking on Iyo and Bayley. But nonetheless, it's always nice to see Bianca out here. It's always nice to see Charlotte out here and those working together. They had a nice sequence going on too, and everything. But they ended up getting the victory, like Bianca being the champion, and it's just like, wow, we're pinning champions now in a match that, it's just. I was kind of a little skeptical about that, but I mean, listen, a win is a win anyway, and with wins, it comes with consequences because obviously Damage Control. Oh, she pinned Bayley. My bad. Whatever. Former champion. Well, technically, according to Bayley, her and Iyo are both champions. So champion. But of course, with victories, it does come consequences because people be mad when you beat their ass. And Damage Control, Iyo and Bayley took it upon themselves to re-injure Bianca Belair, and this basically takes Bianca out of whatever story they had planned it on doing. I don't know for how long. There hasn't been an update. There hasn't been any medical team coming out to say that, oh, well, Bianca's injured or what. This is just where we pretty much kind of left off to after the match and everything. And it's just like, damn, Bianca just gets back from enjoying herself at the greatest concert of the year, the century, the next decades, Beyonce's Renaissance, just to get knocked the hell back out. And her leg hurt. So I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know what they have planned and everything. I thought maybe Bianca would have got saved, but I guess not. And what the hell? How long is Bianca gonna be out for? Because we haven't seen her since quote unquote SummerSlam, which was only like a week and everything. But now, hell, she's gonna be out for however many weeks or months or whatever. Nobody knows because they haven't said anything. But I was like, damn, Bianca girl, they got you. They caught you slipping. They really did. But yeah, so the tag match, and then I mean, what Damage Control did to Bianca Belair afterwards,
Mm. it was really like, well, before we get to that, the match did seem kind of good. Even though it seemed like in some places there might have been a little bit of miscommunication or a whole lot of communication when it came to Bayley and Iyo. Like they were talking to each other like a whole lot.
Mhm.
And they made mention of it on commentary about how they were really like listening to each other a whole lot better and stuff. And I just thought that was really interesting. But I was definitely surprised when they announced that Bianca and Charlotte would be tagging together, considering, you know, for the sake of continuity, the last time we saw Bianca and Charlotte tag together, Bianca was very hesitant to do it because, of course, they were feuding for the title. They were feuding with each other, essentially. So, you know, when they announced this, I was like, that's interesting. But, you know, here we are, and it's still made for a good match. You know, they put their differences or their egos, as Corey Graves said, to the side and did what needed to be done. And they fought in that match and they won. And of course, Iyo is always impressive with her high flying, you know, antics and stuff. And Bayley is just gonna Bayley no matter what, which means that's a good thing. But Bianca and Charlotte, man, they were just operating on a really high, you know, level and they won. So that was really cool. I enjoyed that. And it disappointed me when it looked like we were about to get a resolution to what Bianca wanted to do for that title because she was the one who took that pin from Iyo, you know, when the Money in the Bank was cashed in. She won that title and lost it, you know, at SummerSlam. So I know she has a lot to say considering SummerSlam just happens to be this weird good slash haunted place for her. So I know she had some stuff to say. So when Damage attacked her, I was like, oh God, no, my baby. But you know, outside of that, like this only means that when she comes back, she gonna come for everybody's head. And then Bayley ought to be scared considering Bianca just pinned you, number one. And then number two, you got Shotzi still waiting in the wings to come get you too. So it's just like Bayley just she is not good at making friends anymore. She's just going to continue to rack up enemies for as long as she can. So there's that part. And Iyo, of course, is going to keep knocking out Bianca because that's the girl that she pinned at SummerSlam. So it's interesting where we're at now, but I guess we just have to wait and see what happens. But my Bianca, I don't want to not see you on television. I want her to always be on my television because I love her, but you know, please heal up. And I'm glad that maybe she'll go see Beyonce again. You know, she can do that for me.
She
Do it
might.
for me.
She just might. Bailey is kind of fucked though because like, girl, you out here taking out the competition and everything, and I don't know, but I mean, no, there's no telling what's going to happen in the midst of all this. But honestly, I would say that yes, I do miss Bianca on my screen, but I I would not mind not seeing her for a while. Like let's Bianca's been literally been carrying a lot of this whole with this women's division, always on our screen, always in a match, always doing something. So like for her
Mm-hmm.
to not be on screen, and this is their way of kind of like writing her off on the story for just a little bit, you know what I'm saying, for the time frame and today. Because I know that when she does come back, whenever she comes back, whenever this is going to lead to, this is going to like, I don't like what version of Bianca will we have? Will we still have the same Bianca, or will we have the Bianca that could join her husband and Dawkins? Maybe, maybe not. I really don't know. She truly has been consistent lately, so I mean, she needs that break. She needs that time to just, you know, kind of go off and do some venturing and do some other things for the time being and stuff like that, and you know, heal up, and then when she comes back, everybody's getting KOD. I'm telling you, everybody. But speaking of course, Street Profits. But also, before I do get to that, if you haven't already, definitely make sure you go get Bianca and Becky on Fortnite. If you have not already, I already have my character. Nikki has her character. If you don't know, you know, definitely pull up the game night tomorrow because we got some things we got cooking up and everything. She is definitely gonna whoop ass. We definitely got some things cooking up there, so definitely make sure you guys pull up to game night for tomorrow. And yeah, we'll trust me, we're gonna be playing a little bit of Fortnite, you know, and stuff like that. That'll give me something to do since I kind of finished my rides and everything like that. So just want to put that out there in the universe. If you haven't already, go ahead and get that Bianca and Becky skin on Fortnite. Um
They
and
look
go from
just
there.
like them. Like, I
They
don't play
do.
Fortnite, but I was really
Yeah.
impressed with how amazing they looked. I was like, it's almost like they look like real life cartoon versions of them. Like, I love that. It was impressive.
I'm so excited to play. I'm gonna be playing as Bianca. Nikki's gonna be playing as Becky. I'm so excited to for us to actually play it and everything. And child, it's gonna be quite eventful, I hope. But of course, like I said, since we're on the subject of Bianca, we gotta switch gears and speak about her husband, Montez Ford with Dawkins, who looks like he's running a funeral home in this uh render and everything. And Montez is giving me very much Chris Tucker from Rush Hour 2 when he was like, when they this is when they was going into the Red Dragon and they went into that clothing store and he was like, ooh, let's put a dead Adam on him, cross skin, buttercream.
Yes.
No,
What size
you know,
is the waist? Let's
let's
go
go
in.
in. Hey, sweetness, tell
Honey
me.
Cups. That
Oh,
is
it's
my
sexy.
movie.
Yeah, I like that. Little Kim. I'll be right back. Like what? Don't mind me. I watched all three of Rush Hours this since they had it on Netflix, like in order. So yeah, like recently on my mind, but it's definitely given that. I'm telling you, I don't know who dressed him or who put him in that, but definitely broad shoulders. What size is the waist? Let's go in. The person that's only going in is Bianca. But that is match here with the OC, because of course we know that the Street Profits they've been making some moves and rounds with hanging with Bobby, but the only thing about it is that this match did not last long. Yes, they had on new gear, looked really really good, very velvet and everything, but it's just like they didn't. This match did not last long at all whatsoever. I feel like I turned around and I came back and it was a 1, 2, 3 and the Street Profits won. So I mean, I'm not mad at it. This is a new way of them. I don't necessarily know if they're faces or heels. But I personally don't mind it. I'm here for it. It sucks for the OC, you know what I'm saying? But damn, wow, you know what I'm saying? Then Bobby comes out and it's a big celebration. So I'm very excited to see as we continue to move forward with what Bobby has in store for the Street Profits. I mean, and what else he may have in store, who else he wants to bring into this. We still don't have a damn name. We don't know. We don't know what to call them as a faction and everything as a unit. But I really can't say much about thoughts on this match because it happened so fast. Like I don't know. But yeah, the Sky
Yeah.
High Netbreaker finisher is everything. Like new finisher coming in to get a tag team. Like the boys have been working and everything. So I'm very excited to see. I've always been a fan of Street Profits. I'm a fan of Bobby Lashley. So putting all these black gentlemen together in a faction and trying something different and everything. And well, yeah, let's try something a little bit different with Bobby being like the manager and everything like that. So I'm excited to see exactly where this goes with them. As long as you continue to keep them on the screens doing something that continues to build into something or whatever you have planned and everything. But yeah, I'm here for it. But I mean, any thoughts on with the Street Profits and the OC match, because like I said, it wasn't that long, and everything. So
Yeah. The thing that surprised me was just the fact that they came out and they did their same entrance. Like, I thought it was just going to be a complete overhaul of their image, the way that we've been sort of seeing them, backstage, doing the party stuff with him. Well, not really the party stuff, but, living a high life or whatnot. So I'm just like, okay, well, maybe they're going to change something up. No, they came out there in some new gear and they looked fabulous in it, but it was literally like the same Street Profits doing the dance with the cups and everything. And I was like, oh, okay, and then when they came out, they fought and they did really good against the OC. I worry for them about the OC at this point because it's just like outside of AJ Styles, it seems like them and Mia Yim are just there to sort of beef him up, and it's just kind of like, why? And why are you just letting them, get beat up by these people, who are on a newer trajectory? Like, it's just strange. I'm not sure if I like that for them. But the Street Profits did do an amazing job. Like Jeffrey said in the comments, that Sky High Netbreaker was amazing. I appreciate a tag team that doesn't just rest on their laurels, because the Street Profits, I feel like we kind of get lost in translation because of how charismatic they are as a team. Like, they are essentially like a Grand Slam Triple Crown, tag team champions in WWE. Like, they wanted Progress, they wanted NXT, they won SmackDown and Raw. Like, they've gotten so many accolades as a tag team, like a billion times over. So I can definitely respect the fact that they have switched some things up, and them aligning with Bobby Lashley, who is the OG in this situation, who's been in the business longer than they have, is only going to guide them to succeed more and more. I don't know. Maybe they'll be called the Almighty Prophets, since, Bobby Lashley's the Almighty One. So we just got to wait and see for that. But either way, this was a really good outing for them. But I still want better for the OC, and especially Mia Yim.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, I don't necessarily know exactly what they may have plans in regards to when it comes to like Mia Yim and everything. I would love to see her wrestle more. I would love to see her be involved more. But it just seems like she's kind of just, I wouldn't say background, but she's just kind of coming out with the guys, and that's pretty much all that she's pretty much doing. But I mean, it's still nice to see her on our screen. I guess we're done with the whole uh, AJ Styles and Scarlett and Karrion Cross situation for now, because they weren't here tonight. So yeah, I don't know if they'll be the. I think Street Profits might be the ones to take the titles from Sami and KO, since Usos are done. Well, they are one and done. But
then you also have the New Day in there, in that,
that is very true.
equation too.
Yeah, with their folding chairs, maybe they'll bring them out in this match as well, child.
Shout out Big Bama Energy.
It feels like Bullet Club is just there so that Gallows and Anderson wouldn't be in WWE. Mia is a valet at this point. That is very accurate. And Drew McIntyre and Riddle. That's not going to last long, because Drew McIntyre is going to Claiborne Matt Riddle come Monday Night Raw. Speaking of someone I wish get Claiborne, Paul Heyman, the Walrus, is here because he is stressed out. Look at his grades, his growing a beard. He looks sick. He looks like he's really stressed out. He's going through it. Roman should have took you to Cancun with him while he's out there relaxing and chilling, and stuff like that. So, obviously, there is going to be an end of the bloodline situation going on, and everybody's talking about, Jey Uso is done with WWE. He's done with SmackDown. He's done with everything. Like, he's out of the bloodline. He's done and all this and that. But come next week, Jimmy is going to be here, per my sources. I don't know who the hell the sources are, but obviously they're going to be here. And Paul, you really got to stop badgering Kayla. Why you all are worried about how her mom doing, how her dad doing, how her cousin doing it, and all this and that? Baby, this is about you, because you inserted yourself into a family that that you call the island of relevancy. You didn't have to come for that girl family like that, trying to question and get all in her business. Because when her family come out with them folding chairs, then what you gonna do? So you better leave her alone. I'm telling you right now. All right. So, but yeah, I don't know about Paul, man. He looks very stressed out, but maybe Jimmy shows up next week, and maybe we'll figure out what's gonna go on with that there, because none of the bloodline was here tonight, guys, like at all whatsoever. And there's no telling if they were here how tonight would have went, to be honest. But any thoughts on this, with Paul, and do you think that Jimmy will show up next week?
I'm inclined to believe he will show up, because I mean, he's the only Uso. He's the only Uso that's here at this point. So I'm inclined to believe that maybe he will show up. I don't have a reason to believe he won't. So yeah, that was cool. But I do wonder who his source was, because he was being mad cryptic about who the source was. Like, it was really dark and menacing when he left Kayla. But the way he was coming for Kayla did irritate me, though, because they're just always gonna be at each other's throats. It's so funny. Like, I never get tired of seeing them both on camera together, because they just have a level of chemistry that just cannot be that just can't be like replicated anywhere else. They're hilarious together. And it's just like, you can tell Kayla really do just be trying to do her job, and Paul just be like, oh my God, why are you here? And because Kayla Braxton is that girl, Big Bama Energy, hello, and you're just not going to do that to her. And I really hated, he was being mad extra when he was just like, how's your family doing? How's your mom? How's your dad? And this started to get to me because I'm just like, if you know Kayla's story, you know Kayla's story. So I'm just like, you aren't finna come for Kayla. You're not going to do it. I'm going to hurt you. Like, you will not come for Kayla. Like, she is my fave and she's from Alabama like me. So we ride for our folks. If there isn't anything that people haven't learned, is that we ride for our folks. So if you want to mess with Kayla in a very negative way like that, we can do this outside. You will be back in America pretty soon. We can do this. I know where Louisville is. So next week, if you want to have some issues, we can talk about it. So come on. Folding chairs, computer chairs, whatever, we could do it. But anyway, it's just, Kayla was just doing her job. And him always coming for her is always going to be funny. But, if you want to get personal, let's get personal. I wanted her to cluck him in the head with that microphone. I was like, look, I'm going to need for you to get real and cluck him in the head one good time. I understand you like to keep it cute because you're a journalist, but sometimes you just got to let that real self show. And I want her to hit him with the microphone one time. But, interesting stuff.
Very interesting. I don't know if we'll get the Warriors versus Kayla in the intergender match. I don't think we'll have that. You might have to do that like in 2K. Put Paul Heyman. Somebody create a Paul Heyman, put him in a game, and take on Kayla, and then go from there and see what you get and everything. So I don't know, but guess what?
I'm inclined to believe that Kayla would kick his butt in 2K and in real life. Dang it,
she probably would. All right. So before we get into our main event, we're going to take a short commercial break, and we will be right back to discuss this.
Hey peeps, TK Trinidad here, boss lady of Women's Wrestling Talk. And I want to say thank you so much for watching because you've got millions of options. Plus, you don't have to worry about sharing your password to check us out. But while you're here, hopefully you know we have so many more shows to watch, like Turnbuckle Glam, Raw Post-Show, WoW Post-Show, AEW Dynamite Post-Show, Women's Wrestling Army Post-Show, NXT Post-Show, Impact Wrestling Post-Show, AEW Rampage and SmackDown Live Post-Show, On the Scroll, ROH Post-Show, WWT Live, plus all of our interviews with the hottest women's wrestlers in the game. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our website at www.talkpod.com and follow us on all social media platforms at www.talkpod, and make sure to spread the word. That means send this to the group chat. Yes, even the person with the green bubble. Thanks again so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao for now.
Yeah. Now I'm going to go off. This is Shayna, the Queen of Spades Baszler, and you're watching Women's Wrestling Talk.
That has to be like my favorite drop ever that we have here. I'm not gonna like, I do like Maxine Dupree. We have a couple of other ones drops that we have not posted just yet and everything, but we also have one from Sami Callihan too, for our like Impact lovers like myself and Nikki and so on and so forth. But yeah, so let's go ahead and dive into this main event. Of course, there was another video package showing more so of Edge's career up until today wise and everything. He got a custom belt. His gear that he wore tonight even matched the belt. Like it was everything. We got stuff from like Cody Rhodes, Becky Lynch, so many more Charlotte Flair. There's a plethora of people who were in that video package where they were mocking Edge. Dolph Ziggler had a couple of things to say. It's so many people honestly had so much to say about Edge and his longevity and his career and everything like that. And coming back from an injury 9 years later, a neck injury at that, where you didn't think you were going to be able to wrestle again, and here you are wrestling again and possibly having your last match under your current contract and everything. So, and why not do another with someone you've never faced before, someone you've never been in a ring with before, someone who is a fantastic wrestler in Sheamus. And I mean, this match went on about 30 minutes per se, and these guys really did an amazing job. Edge is going into like his 50s and everything, and the the work that he has put in the ring, the matches with so many, so on and so forth. Only thing I will say that I still do think he should have lost at Mania against Finn. I'm gonna say that. I definitely feel like Finn Balor should have won that match. But nonetheless, I'm gonna keep all that to myself because everybody knows how I feel about Finn Balor. But you literally creating the Judgment Day. There wouldn't be a Judgment Day without you, Edge. You started it all and everything, and you made it what it was, and it was great for what it is, and it's continuing on even so on and so forth. With this match here that he had with Sheamus, this being the main event, you're wrestling in front of your wife Beth Phoenix, who I've been speaking upon each and every week to go after Rhea Ripley. Um, every week,
Yes,
every
yes.
week I've been saying Beth Phoenix, girl, go pop up on Rhea Ripley. That's all you gotta do. And then end with the daughters as well, Lyric and Ruby. So like just being in front of your family, wrestling what is considered to be your last match celebration, 25 years for you, and you do it with someone like Sheamus. And I mean, like I said, this match from start to finish was like it was great. It was everything. You can feel the crowd, the energy, doing it in your hometown where you first, you know, starting your career at it, and moving on and so on and so forth, and just the legacy that Edge has. What I'm saying? It could be the last ride for him. Or we may go into a three-part series of Edge's retirement or something. I don't know. I don't know. But Edge did win. We got pyro, all of that stuff, in front of friends, family, and everything. And I mean, um, and the show of respect afterwards that Sheamus and Edge had with hugging each other and everything. It was everything. It was so good. I even thought that Sheamus could have won this match because I
Right.
mean there were so many false finishes. There it was just a lot. Edge bringing out some amazing moves and everything, but yeah, it was rumored. Well, he said it in the interview that he did. I think it was the ET Canada or something,
Yeah.
and he did say that this was his last match under his current contract. Now I don't know if there's any contract spoken with afterwards and everything. This is just a big, big celebration for Edge 25 years and he having this match. But up under his current contract, this is his last match. He did say that. Now, as far as like any other contract spoken up after the fact, don't know, have no idea. But um, I definitely did enjoy this match. Like I said, it was really, really good. That suplex going into the executioner in the right corner, to the spear, to Sheamus hitting the bro kick, to doing his bang at the bang up, knocking people in their chests. It's like the emotion that you saw on Beth Phoenix face and Edge, and it's just like not too many people can be here for 25 years, or have a career that lives over 25 years, and you're still able to get in the ring with some amazing talent of the newer generation, and go from there. So it's amazing. But shout out to Edge. I don't know what's next. I don't know what's going to happen afterwards. But this was a nice send off for him for the time frame, I will say. So uh, your thoughts, Stephanie?
Yeah, this was amazing. With the other clip that they showed, with the other montage that they showed of his career,
Mm-hmm.
it made me feel like, okay, with the combination of the first montage I showed, and in this montage and everything, with more so of the modern superstars, I was scared because I'm just like, do y'all know something that we don't? I mean, because of course, you have all the rumors and stuff, but the rumors can just be rumors. They could either be true or not true or whatever. And somewhere the truth is in the middle. So we really just don't know. And it's just like the way that Beth was looking at him when he made his entrance, and of course, when he embraced them and his babies and whoever that elderly gentleman was that he hugged before he got to Beth and his kids, maybe his dad, maybe, I don't know, but he was hugging him and everything, and I know his mom was watching from heaven and stuff. Like, it was just such a beautiful moment, but a part of me is just like, y'all are acting like he finna go, and maybe I could see it if he didn't want to say anything, because the first time he retired, he had to make that announcement, and it was heartbreaking, and you could tell it crushed him, and then he had to give up on title on top of that. So maybe he kind of just wants to leave and not really make a big to do about it this time. I don't know. And maybe he just wanted to fight and then just call it a day. But I don't know. It felt really goodbye. And I didn't know how to feel about that. And then I'm thinking maybe after the match he'll do like a speech or something. But he didn't. Him and Sheamus just hugged each other. And I was just like, okay, well, that's the end. All right. Well, still no answers, but it's okay. Because he deserved all of the, love that he got from the crowd. The crowd was definitely here for him. I felt sorry for Sheamus low key because they were booing the crap out of him for every move he made. And usually, crowds are cheering for his, 10 beats of the battering. But this time they were like, boo, we don't like it because you were fighting their boy. Like, it was just hilarious. But either way, there were even a couple moments where Edge even hit a spear, and the educator, and he still wound up, kicking out. And I'm just like, oh my God, is he gonna lose? But then when he speared him again, it wound up happening for him and he won. So this was a beautiful, show of what Edge can still do in the ring and what he can still do in terms of wrestling. Like, if he decided to not retire, I could definitely see it because he definitely still has his wings under him. And he's a miracle. He's a walking miracle in wrestling every single day. Like, him and Brian and Saraya, they're all miracles because some people get injured and don't even have the opportunity to do what Edge is currently doing, having a little bit of a run and then maybe having to make the decision of whether or not you're okay with it. There are some people who don't even make it out of a situation like that. So the fact that he had this celebration and he's here to smell his flowers, he is a miracle like every day. So this was beautiful. I loved it. I don't want him to go just yet, but if this is it, then okay, I can appreciate it. So yeah, he deserves this.
He does. He definitely does. And yeah, Beth being emotional, like it's feel like, I mean, it could be a goodbye for now, and everything like that. It could be a goodbye for now, and who knows if he fully, truly pops up again or anything like that. But this is a very interesting way to sign him off and everything too, though. I mean, yes, I know it felt a little weird being on a random SmackDown, but they were in Toronto, and it was kind of already addressed to be known that he could possibly have his last match here. So, and why not, have your last match with, family and friends and do it in, your hometown of where, don't be surprised he's showing the road of Mania 40. Hell, if he does, he just does. It's not much we can really do about that. If he pops up, he just pops up.
Like the way that they're advertising it now, it's like I was telling Andreas Hale in my interview today, like with the way that they're advertising WrestleMania, you would think that it's happening next month. So whatever they decide to do, let's get it out, huh?
They've already sold like what 90,000 tickets already for both night 1 and 2. So whatever it is, they've already prepared. But I'm not spending that much money on a WrestleMania tickets. I'm telling you right now, it is not happening. That's a lot of money, and I could utilize that to get my life together. So
that is a lot of money, but praise God, we're the media, so
it's very true. And hopefully that comes in handy when it's needed to, and everything like that. But my bad, guys. I'm over here doing a couple things, saying like I always do, because as a EIC of WWT, you always got things to do. But yeah, 90,000 is impressive. But yeah, so that was pretty much Friday Night SmackDown, guys. A lot happened, not too much. More so, just really more so. This episode was really surrounding Edge and his 25 years and everything like that. So thank you, Edge, for all of the things you've done, and with Bianca Funko Pop, and everything like that. But yeah, before we get out of here, Stephanie, let everyone know where they can keep up with you at.
Well, of course, I love being on the Friday show with you, talking about SmackDown. It's always fun. But of course, if you want more of me and what's going on with me, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter /X, and on Threads at Queen Steph Hardy. You can also listen to my show, The Hardy Wrestling Podcast, everywhere you get your podcasts, at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere else you listen to shows, you can find it there. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is The Hardy Wrestling Podcast. I did just do an interview with Andreas Hale, who is the senior writer of Sporting News News, and he's also a host of Sirius XM's Fight Nation and a litany of other accomplishments that he has. I was so happy to have him on my show today. So if you didn't catch the live stream, you can go back on the YouTube channel and watch it there. I will be sharing clips throughout the weekend of it because it was a great conversation. And on top of that, he's also the co-creator of Our Heroes Rock with Big E and Jonathan Davenport, who helps create gear for WWE Superstars and beyond. So it was just a blessing to have that conversation with him after meeting him at WrestleMania. So please check out that interview. And next weekend, I will be at Spartan Wrestling in Gaston, Alabama for color commentary work. So if you are in the Alabama area, come check me out, say hi, and listen to me, get it cracking with Luis on commentary because it's going to be fun. So yeah, I think that's all. Oh yeah, you can also catch me on the Wow Superheroes After Show every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time with Katrina from In Cat We Trust and Emily May Heller as we talk about everything that happens on Wow because they have new stuff cracking as well. So yeah.
Of course, that's right. And as for me, you can Google me, Driune Santana, Driune. That's where you're gonna always find me. You can always find me here on the SmackDown post show as well as the Monday Night Raw post show and Impact Wrestling post show, and plethora of like your pay-per-view post shows, and also on tomorrow for game night with the Salt Shakers. Last week, of course, was my weekend, and we know how it went on my rise. We finished it. I beat the hell out of my aunt. So if you haven't watched that, yeah, I dogged her ass. I did. I dogged my aunt. She got what she deserved. So if you missed that, definitely go back and watch it so that you can prepare for tomorrow's episode because it's going to be Nikki's turn. We got some qualifying matches. If you have not already, go ahead onto Women's Wrestling Talk Twitter page, WWE Talk Pod, and vote on who you think or who you would like to see qualify. Who you like to see qualify in the Money in the Bank match that Nikki is curating, that we're curating together and everything like that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. I hope you guys definitely come in and hang out with us. It's going to be at 11:30 Central Time PM. So definitely come hang out with us. And also on Sunday, we will be doing a post show for Multiverse United 2 for Impact in New Japan as well. So we thought about doing a watch along, but timing wise, not gonna do it. So we're just gonna do a post show, and you guys definitely gonna have a lot to talk about depending on how things end on there. And then of course Monday Night Raw, and then of course so on and so forth. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Definitely make sure you guys continue to follow and support Women's Wrestling Talk. Make sure you follow all of us on all social media platforms at WWE Talk Pod. Definitely make sure you check out the website. It's absolutely amazing. Check out some of the interviews that are also dropping. Nikki just did an interview with Sami Callihan that is live now on our YouTube channel. And also check out the Greensboro vlog that she had for AEW Collision too, though. Like, it's a lot of vlogs, SummerSlam vlog, the Great American Bash vlog. Like, we're coming in with the vlogs, you guys. So you kind of see how everyone personality and how things are going when it comes to traveling to these shows and experiencing and things like that. So yeah, definitely check those out. Plethora of other interviews will be dropping soon, and definitely just make sure, like I said, continue to always follow Women's Wrestling Talk. We are changing the mold, and we are doing some big things over here. So if you're not on with the program, I'm telling you right now, you better get with it. But other than that, thank you guys so much for always hanging out with us here on Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. And till next time, we'll see you guys again. Bye, guys.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.